All right, welcome all you econ students. We're going to get our next set of notes done today. We're going to be talking about scarcity, going over opportunity cost, production possibilities curve, all of this good stuff. And we are going to be doing this in class. So if for some reason you were absent on the day that you were supposed to be in the building, these are your notes that you missed. So it's going to be a good week. So the very first piece of note is a trade-off. A trade-off is so important, and you guys do trade-offs every day. It's just accepting less of one thing or bearing a cost to get more of another. Trade-offs happen all the time. You guys have to, kind of like even right now, right? In order to come back to school, you guys have to wear a mask and limit the amount of people in your classroom. So that's even a trade-off. Like, how badly do you want to be in person in school, right? You got to wear a mask. Another example is I decided to sleep in. The cost I bear sleeping in is wearing sweatpants to school, which I feel like we all do anyways. Or I ate school lunch, so therefore I didn't have $3 to spend at McDonald's that day. Those are all perfect examples of trade-offs. Along with trade-offs and in this kind of realm of economics, we're going to encounter something called the production possibilities frontier. This is our first graph, which is why I like to do these notes in person. But again, if you weren't here, this is a good way to see and hear me explain it to you. The production possibilities frontier is two goods we're looking at. And it's two different combinations of the output. So how much we're putting out there of two goods. More of one good is going to mean less of another. And this is going to show us opportunity cost. So when we're looking at our production possibilities frontier, here's a perfect example. This is bushels of soybeans and bushels of wheat. This is just on the chart. So bushels of soybeans, if we have 40,000 soybeans, we have 0 bushels of wheat. If we have 30,000 soybeans, we have 38,000 bushels of wheat. So you have more soybeans, less than others. So it's a trade-off. They're trading off between one another. When we put it on a graph, this is what it's going to look like, okay? This is an actual production possibilities frontier graph. That red line was graphed from that table on the slide before, and that red line is going to be your production possibilities curve. That curve shows us when a company or someone is operating at its perfect amount. So all those letters A, B, C, D, and E are doing very well. And we're producing the right amount of soybeans or the right amount of wheat at that time. Anything in that yellow shaded area is going to be called an attainable region. A company can make stuff in that region, but it's not always going to be the most efficient. And then in the unattainable region is anything past that red line. You should not be operating past that red line. Here's another photo of that and a few more examples. So how much leisure time is indicated by the production possibilities curve? So the higher the GPA, the less leisure time you have. And leisure time is just hanging out with friends. The more leisure time you have, the less GPA you have. So that's just another example of two goods and how they look different on the possibilities frontier curve. All right. Opportunity cost and money cost. Like I said earlier, opportunity cost is just the value of the best foregone alternative, your best next option. Okay, it's the true cost of a scarce resource. To get more water, you might have to walk farther in some countries. To get more food, you might have to wait in a longer line. And then money cost is the value of that good. How important is it to you? Everything has a different money cost. Yes, when we go to Target, a bottle of water might be $1. But how important is that bottle of water to you? So money cost is just based on the value of the good and what you are willing to give up. I've given this example several times, just Superman. The opportunity cost of saving a cat. His opportunity cost would be he's not saving a human then during that time. Opportunity cost of picking up a penny. Okay, if you pick up just the penny, you're leaving all the other money on the floor. That's the opportunity cost. Then lastly, excuse me, we just have a few vocab terms. Low opportunity cost is when you give up relatively little to make another product. That's an ideal situation. If you're making something and you don't have to give up that much to make it, that's pretty good. Comparative advantage is just trade will benefit both countries as long as each are specializing in doing a specific task. Specializing is so important in econ. If you specialize in something, your country's doing well. And that comparative advantage was just on that last worksheet that you guys did. When you're comparing the countries, who can use the least amount of resources to make that product? Whoever that is, that means they should be the one making it. Absolute advantage is just who can do it better. Someone who can do an activity using few resources, right? They're doing it the best. All right, and then these last two are just links to an opportunity cost as well. As well as a comparative advantage video for help, and I will link those as well on our Schoology page. Hope to see you guys all in school. Can't wait. Let me know if you need anything. I'm always here to help.